Let's go across to Saurav Gupta, who's been monitoring the story of the interrogation of the actor Arjun Rampal by the anti-drugs agency. Let's go across to Saurav now. Saurav, so the actor Arjun Rampal appeared for questioning at the start of the day, maybe about 7-8 hours ago, certainly when you were doing these OBs with us and there was a complete day background behind you. What is the update at the end of the day?
Well, Arjun Rampal briefly spoke to the media, and I think he's one of the few people who've actually spoken to the media after coming out of the interrogation. And what he said, if I can paraphrase, because the audio was quite poor, I was at some distance. So what he said is that I'm fully cooperating with the investigation, have nothing to do with drugs. The medicine found at my residence was prescribed and the prescription has been found and handed over to NCB officials. The NCB officials are doing a good job and I support them in the investigation. That's what he said. He's been questioned for over 7 hours. And of course, this is something that was happening throughout the day. And what we also know is that, earlier his partner, Gabriela Dimitriades, was questioned. That was on Wednesday and Thursday. Today is Friday. So Arjun Rampal has been questioned for over 7 hours. Gabriela Dimitriades also on both days was questioned for a little over 6 hours. And on Monday, their homes were searched and some tablets were seized and by the NCB, and that's what Arjun Rampal is referring to when he says the medicine found at my residence was prescribed and the prescription has been found and handed over to NCB officials. Now, what is happening in the larger picture is that the NCB is conducting an anti-drugs probe against what they say is a drug supply racket in the film industry. The film industry has said it's unfair to paint the entire industry with one brush, and while some may have problems, it's not the entire industry that's drug addicted. And therefore, the coverage that seems to suggest so is unfair. But Arjun Rampal has been questioned today for a little over 7 hours. He's left the NCB office for today, and the NCB will decide on the further course of action after going through what he said.
All right. Thanks, Saurav. But sort of pointing out the important fact, something different from others who have been coming out of these interrogations. Arjun Rampal actually speaking to the press briefly to say that the pills or the medication found in his home have been prescribed by a doctor, and Arjun Rampal saying that the prescription has been provided as evidence to the interrogators. All right. Thanks. Thanks, Saurav. We'll come back to you for more on this case.